I just heard a rural councillor saying the other day that she deals with high school students and she's got high school students telling her they're not going to go to school, but they're not going to leave their parents at home alone because they're scared they're going to do something. And stories like this, which are just horrific, really. And this dam has a capacity to hold about 180 megalitres of water. So at the moment, I guess it's 20 acres of waste ground. It's just quite amazing, really. And I guess I've never been a climate change believer, and I don't know if I am yet. Well, they say 100-year drought. Well, it certainly is that. We're both dairy farmers. We live at Timmering, which is, no one knows where that is. It's between Rochester and Kyabram in northern Victoria. I guess we've always thought that we'd be doing this for a lot more years. Most of us, I guess, regard our livestock as our superannuation, like having it invested with HIH. It could just disappear on us overnight. We have 2 employees. We have a full-time employee and an apprentice. That's the product we produce, and hopefully it's nice and clean and fresh, and it goes in the vat at about 4 degrees, straight through a cooling system here. We've got people in the city who are definitely starting to notice that their food prices are rising, and they're going to continue to rise. Well, this is some of the fodder we're buying in. We're probably going to have to buy in 400 to 500 tonne this year. Even though our milk price this year is probably the best we've seen in a number of years, our costs are going to be so much higher than they've ever been before. This is their last supper. This is the area that we are irrigating and hoping to maintain for a little bit longer with our bore that produces a small amount of water daily. As you can see, this is where the cows were today. That's where they're going to be tomorrow. We're in a 5-kilometre radius of this farm. There'd be 5,000 less cows being milked than what there was 5 years ago. Probably 30% of the farms in this region now already are just totally unviable, but they've had their irrigation water sold off them, and this country's unviable without irrigation water, really. This farmer's leaving the industry wholesale, and if this north-south pipeline goes ahead to Melbourne, I don't believe any of us can see a future in staying here.
This year, first time in 16 years, we've had to buy 4 tanker loads of water. That's just showing you that we've had no rainfall. It's just a tragic situation that anyone would consider taking water from a low rainfall area to a high rainfall area just to water gardens and flush toilets. The food bowl will be turned into the dust bowl. Probably 16, 18 years I've lived on this farm. You'd just about guarantee that this drainage channel would flood at least once for the winter. In the last 2 years, not only has it not even flooded, it has not even rained at all. We don't trust the state government to keep their promises on this pipeline and on water. A lot of us don't trust Malcolm Turnbull much more, but our big concern is if we ever change the government and we're faced with Peter Garrett, well then we've got serious issues. A couple of years ago they flooded the Barmah wetlands in a dry season, which is not what local species are expecting. Like, they're not stupid. The ducks build their nests where they expect the levels to be. A lot of the animals are prepared for a dry season, and then they flood them and totally change the environment on what they're expecting, and I just think at times the do-gooders do more damage than good in what they're trying to achieve. Normally this time of year I'd be fairly busy showing horses, but with the equine influenza outbreak, it's shuttled the horses down, even here in Victoria. I'm a Liberal voter or National Party voter. And I'm disappointed that even they haven't come out with a plan for the water future of this country. There's so much water that's running to waste in this country. If you go to Lake Argyle and the Northern Territory, where there's 95% full all year round and running out to sea and not being used at all, Tasmania's got massive storages of water sitting up there that could be gravity flow to Victoria that are just sitting there wasting. And even in tanks on houses, the amount of water they could save would be phenomenal. But they're not looking at any of those options. They're looking for a quick fix to try and win the next election, so they're going to steal water from Northern Victoria under the pretext that they're going to take it from water savings, and those savings aren't here to be made. The only way they're really going to make savings is if they're going to somehow stop evaporation, and none of what they're planning is going to stop that. Mr Rudd's standing up there saying at the moment that he'll govern for all Australians and for rural people, but he'll be the first Labor person that ever does if he does.